WW peeps, it's your boy Glenn Lawrence. I just put the baby down. Wife is sleeping, so you know what that means. It's time for another whispering review. This time, we're talking about Disney's Jungle Cruise. Very excited about this. It was directed by Kwame Colette Sarah. He did Run All Night, and he also did Nonstop. It seems like the guy has a thing for continuous action. He doesn't let down here. Jungle Cruise is continuous action. I knew it was going to be good because it's written by a Glenn with two N's. And anytime something has a Glenn with two N's, you know it's great. Jungle Cruise has Emily Blunt, one of my favorite actresses. I loved it ever since I saw Edge of Tomorrow. She's doing more stunts. I don't know how much of her own stunts she does, but she looks good. You know what I'm saying? She does good, like, turnaround face. I think that's what happens when you have a good actress. They could turn around on the stunt, and then it's like, ooh, it looks like they did it. But the stunt team is amazing in this. To put it bluntly, Emily is one of my favorites. Interestingly enough, Emily Blunt has a lot more of the stunts than The Rock. He doesn't really do anything. He kind of let himself go for this movie. And that's not just me saying it. It was in the interviews. He said that. He let himself go. But that's probably because he was getting prepared for Black Adam. A lot of dad jokes. And as a BlerdDad, I really appreciated that. We also see Jesse Plemons in the movie. He has a weird name and a weird accent. I don't know where he was from, though. He had like a German accent, but then he had like a French outfit on, and his fighting style was very martial arty, so I don't know where he was supposed to be from. They had comedian Jack Whitehall in there. He is one of the kings of comedy in Britain. And then there was a cool tiger named Proximo that was in the thing. This is Jungle Cruise. This is Steamboat Willie when he's on the steamboat. That's what he was on. He was on a Jungle Cruise. As a matter of fact, they even had the camera that filmed Steamboat Willie in this Jungle Cruise. It's a little crankshaft or whatever. And in the background, you could even hear Mickey whistling. I think. I just made that up. So this is Disney's baby. Jungle Cruise. They really like it. It's one of their original properties, one of their original theme park rides. So they really want this movie to do well. And I gotta say, I think they're going to be happy with the outcome of this. It worked really well. I liked it. I would definitely take this ride. Now on this Jungle Cruise, they're looking for an artifact. It's very Indiana Jonesy. I get that feel. Romancing the Stone. Remember that with Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner. Yeah, I pulled that name out of a hat. This is good. It takes me back to my childhood. I remember all those movies. This one does a very good job. You get the tension between the two. And it's like, ooh, maybe they're going to kiss. Maybe they're not. And then I'm not going to spoil it and let you know when they do kiss and how hot it is. But I will say it's really hot. The movie begins with Emily Blunt doing some swashbuckling. It actually makes a library look really, really cool. Do people even go to libraries anymore? Anyway, they used to have these things called libraries, and there's big, like, rows and rows of books. So many books that sometimes you had to have a ladder, and sometimes you need to get around, so the ladder had wheels on it. They make that thing cool. So she's fighting in that. She almost kills some people by hitting a rope, and all these swords fall down. It's like, oh, damn, you were just willing to casually commit murder to get your artifact. Interesting. Luckily, those swords didn't hit the guy. So for a kid's movie, it doesn't start out with murder. It does that in the next scene when Prince Joaquin gets his name pronounced wrong, and then he just slashes and dices everybody up, which was jarring, to say the least. I will say, Lily's very reckless in this movie. She almost gets herself killed like 15 times. As a matter of fact, she probably should have died way more times than she did in this movie. I'm surprised she didn't have a comeback from the dead moment in the movie. Wait, is that a spoiler? That might be a spoiler. She doesn't die in the movie. That can't be a spoiler. Now, Frank Wolf, who is played by The Rock, character's got dad jokes for days. And I think he's really, really fun. He knows exactly what he's doing. There's very few times where he doesn't seem like he's in control of the situation. My type of guy. And I'm just wondering, how does The Rock make everything so fun? Like, how does he make everything so fun? Like, he made me like dad jokes. Okay, that's a little bit of a stretch because I love dad jokes. He had this one that was great. This is a little bit of a spoiler, but he was talking about soap. And he's like, why don't you take some soap so you can wash yourself ashore? Get it? Wash ashore. It's a great dad joke. I love it. The Rock delivers it amazingly. Mwah. Comedic timing, impeccable. Jake Whitehall should take some tips. I'm just joking. Jake Whitehall is a king of comedy in Britain. There's a ton of chemistry on this movie, which I liked. Everybody fits together really well. Although I will say the one person who did not fit in this movie is Paul Giamatti. This is a rare misuse of Paul Giamatti. They gave him an accent. He should never do that accent again. That was very upsetting. I get very mad when people misuse Paul Giamatti in movies, mostly because it never happens. Don't ever do that again, guys. Oh, the bad guys. So, of course, we have Prince Joaquin. He's one of the bad guys. But then we have the other bad guys. There's Froggy. There's Waspy, or B.E. No, Waspy is easier to say. There's Snaky. And then there's Tree Man. So those are your bad guys. Those are the villains. It has a very Pirates of the Caribbean type feel. I can't say enough about this movie. I think they put all the pieces together. It was fun from beginning to end. I can't wait to ride the ride. I think that'll be really, really cool. I thought the pacing was pretty incredible. Yeah, but I got to go back to, I was so excited to see Paul Giamatti, and then he hit me with that terrible accent. Ugh. But Emily Blunt made up for it because she is amazing, like I said before. She should definitely do a Marvel movie. Marvel, if you're watching, get her in one. Make her, I don't know, Sue Storm. That might be a good one for her. Because John Krasinski is supposed to be Mr. Fantastic. What if they flipped everything on its head and made John Krasinski Doctor Doom? That would be awesome. Or what if they made Emily Blunt Doctor Doom? That would be even more awesome. Because she was super reckless in this movie. She should play a villain. Because in her interviews with The Rock, she was playing the villain a little bit. Yeah, this movie was great. They covered everything. They had some swashbuckling. They had some loving. They had some action. They had a tiger that was cool. They had some cute toucans in there for a second. Yeah, what more can you want? It's a good movie. It's really, really dope. BlerdDad definitely recommends. I give this movie probably a 4 to 4.5 whispers. That's almost a keep it down. So there you have it. BlerdDad gives the seal of approval for Jungle Cruise. I'm definitely going to book my ticket and hop on this one. And I can't wait to see what Disney does with this property if they make another Jungle Cruise. And I hope in the background of that Jungle Cruise, they have Steamboat Willie, because that's an Easter egg most people don't know about. So there you have it, my review for Jungle Cruise 2021. Super excited. It gets 4.5 whispers. Woo! Pretty darn good. If you think what we're doing here is cool, go ahead and give us a like. If you really think it's cool, give us a share. And if you super duper think it's amazing, subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you can be notified when I do all these whispering reviews and find out if I eventually wake up the kid and wife. It's so close to a keep it down that I think I might have woke somebody up. So I'm going to go check and see that. Hey, thanks for watching, and Jungle Cruise. Go check it out.